Hi, I'm Mark Ward of Logos Bible Software, friends of Lexham Press also, which is right over there. We're at the Evangelical Theological Society annual meeting, and I'm back with my old colleague, Steve Runge, somebody I really enjoyed jawing about linguistics with back at the office. He's now gone on to other things, and actually, right this second, I don't know what you're doing, so I want you to tell us.
I am now helping develop electronic tools to support Bible translation in the majority world and global South with Clear Bible Incorporated with Randall Tan and Jonathan Roby.
Oh,
So
awesome.
if you're familiar in Logos with the Cascadia syntax graphs, the people that helped develop that are my new bosses. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, I've interviewed Randall Tan, and work that he's done with Andy Wu has been really helpful for me in my work on English Bible translations. Okay, so Dr. Runge, Mr. Greek, Dr. Greek, what's the Greek resource that's had the biggest impact on you or your work in the past year?
I was encouraged by a friend of mine that works in Bible translations to take a closer look at Franco Montanari's um, dictionary of it's called Brildag. Brill's Dictionary of Ancient Greek, I guess is what it's called, and it's an update of Liddell Scott and but Jones, but they organize the verb entries by voice instead of by glosses or by senses or by transitivity, intransitive, like in LSJ. It's organized by voice. And I learned some things about voice this year because I've been working on a project, and it's been transformational for me because of how it really telegraphs a lot of information I had never seen before and that I had missed. But because we have an Italian editor who's organized it, with Italian being a middle voice language, it's very significant and probably overlooked. So I would really encourage people to take a look at that resource.
Okay, so I hear through the grapevine that you did a paper on this topic for ETS.
Yes.
What was the burden or genius or conceit, the central, thesis of that paper?
For the last probably 8 years, people have said, "Oh, we need to throw out dependency. Dependency is dead." But no one's put anything back to replace it. And people have talked about subject effectiveness, and it's still really a fuzzy area where we know what not to do, but like what's the positive thing? So I did a paper at ETS here on the Greek middle voice, kind of updating Rutger Allen and some other work provisionally, and then I'm going to give a second paper at the SBL meeting that just a few days away.
That's fantastic. I mean, people like me rely on that kind of work because I hear from...
I rely on your work too.
Thank you very much.
We each have our part.
That's exactly it. I don't know what to make of some of the more arcane debates, and I often am left with, okay, so what do I positively do with this grammatical feature? Instead, a lot of the debates tend to make me just want to back off and not make any conclusions. So this is really helpful to me. And also, Brildag is not supposed to be called that, but it's going to be called that forever, I think. I think they're stuck with that name. I haven't been using it as much because I didn't understand that insight that you just gave.
At least for verbs, and again, like using it digitally, I was able to, there are kinds of verbs, like if I said Mark drown, and then if I said Mark drowns Steve, you're still the subject, but instead of you being the one that's experiencing something, you're the cause of something. We don't have that many verbs in English like that, like move and others that have a causative subject that when you remove the object, it makes it what linguists call anti-causative. Montanari's lexicon, he uses like cause to X if it's a causative, anti-causative verb. It's in the active entry, so you can just do a full text search for cause to, and I found like 1,400 instances where if I had to print, one, I'd have to carry this thing around, but two, I could never do that.
Yeah, this is great. So, if you just watched this whole video and you saw somebody get excited about words like anti-causative and dependency, you know Brildag is for you and Logos Bible Software. Thank you so much for joining us. Biblical scholar on the street, Steve Runge. Thanks.
Thanks so much for having me, Mark.